Hello everybody, we have another game on our speed run with the white pieces against Onyx 88. He's rated over 1024. So he looks like he's going to play a French never mind. He plays e6 and d6. This is called the small center, whereas we have the ideal pawn center. These are just chess terms. So we're going to continue developing towards the center. Knight c3. You could develop either knight if I just chose the queen's knight. And black makes an extremely weakening move, f5. This does hit the center, but it does it from the king's side, so it weakens the king's diagonal. So that's sometimes dangerous, especially when you don't have any pieces out. So we're just going to, if you check him with your queen, he kicks your queen and you don't have a good follow-up. So we're just going to continue developing, right? We're just going to bring our other knight out towards the center and ignore him, because the weaknesses will stay there, no big deal. He moves the same pawn twice. This also attacks the center, but both the pawns he's attacking are defended, so I don't need to respond. One of the drawbacks of this move is it undefends these two squares. More light squares, weaknesses, right? He's putting his pawns on dark, but that weakens his light. So I'm going to develop and take advantage of those light squares and hit the center. It all comes together nicely. So black takes the pawn. So we can take with the knight. Normally we don't take with the queen when they have knight c6 available, hitting our queen, because then it's free development for them. Unless you have some type of checkmate threat follow-up, but I don't see it. So we're going to take with the knight. Now we have three beautiful minor pieces in the extended center, right? And he only has one, and it's our turn. So we want to keep center development, king safety. His king is in the middle. We would love to attack it, right? So I'm going to open up the e file, right? This does let him develop his bishop, but it's not a big deal. But instead he pushes his pawn. This does tempo the bishop and close down the diagonal, which is a good idea. If you go and give him this check, he's just going to solidify his pawn chain. So I'm going to bring it back to this diagonal, which protects the pawn. Wait, I said he could take here before, but he can't take because of the knight. Don't know why I said that. And now he kicks our knight, and he's trying to pawn storm in the center. This is a good, very decent idea. I like it. But now he no longer has access to c6, which means I now have access to those checks again if I need them. But my knight's under attack. What can we do? Maybe throw in a check. Queen e2. Free developing move, so I don't have to necessarily react to his thing. I always like to do my own thing and show them who's boss, right? Because they're not expecting that. They think you have to move your knight. So bishop e7 comes. It blocks the file. That's fine. Gets ready to castle. That's fine. So we're gonna move this bishop again, because he moved his pawn. So when the position changes, you can't be afraid to go back and forth, because things aren't the same. Now why did I do this? Because no matter how I check him, unless he wants to lose castling rights, he has to throw a piece here, right? But whatever piece he puts there is pinned. That means that I get to put my knight, which is attacked, onto e6, hitting the queen, and he cannot take it. It also cuts off castling. It also threatens g7. So this really shows him who's boss, because I'm just ignoring everything he's doing and just setting up my pieces exactly how I want them. So he takes my bishop, which was not hanging because it's protected, and completely ignores my threat, but he is hitting the queen. In either case, it makes no difference. Let's see. If we take a queen, and he takes a queen, and we take a piece and he takes a piece, he'll be up a piece. So let's take our piece back. His queen is hit, our knight's in a perfect position, his bishop's pinned, He gives us this check. Our knight is not hanging, right? Our knight is ready to coordinate in here with our other knight. And this check, we don't block it with c3, giving him back the turn. We block it with bishop d2, right? Which develops for free and forces him to move. Now he takes the knight thinking we blundered, but that knight is very well protected by our queen, which is the master coordinator. Now this guy is down a queen. We just have so much attacking potential. We might as well go for the rook. Maybe he'll resign. We'll just take the rook, keep it simple. And he does resign. And he also says good game. Wow, good game. So let's go through it. This is center and development. Center, development. Always take the center if they let you. This is very inadequate because it blocks in your own bishops. Development and center. Development and center. When you see this move, don't automatically throw your queen here just because you can. We know he made weaknesses. We keep that in our head, and now we just play chess until we're able to really punish him fully. How do you know when you can punish him fully? Well, when you can calculate a two-move thing or three-move thing that looks good for you. Oops, what the hell? Okay, development center. Notice how I'm ignoring what he's doing, ignoring what my opponent. He takes, force move. And then here you do not have to take. You can absolutely castle. But then if he takes, I mean, it's no big deal. You put your rook over, but then he can maybe try to support it. I don't know. It's just open up the file, right? Like now it's open. Ta-da! And his king's still there. And he can't castle through check. So just open it, and I'm castling next. No big deal. And this also allows the extra queen check, which is nice. So he goes here. Notice you might have even had the queen check here in one move earlier, so you don't even necessarily need to react right now with the bishop. But I move it first, also perfectly fine. Center. And now notice I didn't put my bishop here because of c6, right? Free move for him. But once he goes c5, there's no more c6. So I throw in this check because it's a free move, free developing move. And then I go back because the position's different. So it's okay. It's not a waste of time. The position is new. So you give this check, it forces a piece here. Boom, hits the queen along with this check. Right? And it gets it out of the way. Because when your pieces are attacked, you don't necessarily want to retreat. You want to try to find tactical, cool ways to keep them moving forward if possible. So he takes. I calculate for a second. I don't auto take the queen just to make sure. So we take this piece. You could have taken it with the queen too, but the knight has some nice threats that come along with it. Whereas if you take with the queen, he could try to maybe queen trade some stuff, although he's going to be losing either way. So we take, and then this check, we have to keep in mind not to go c3, because although c3 is a good move and you're still winning, you give him back the turn. He doesn't have to move the queen. He can do what he wants. Maybe he can castle and give up the exchange. You know, maybe that's his best option or something else. But once you go bishop d2, not only do we develop, but he has to move the queen, which means he doesn't get to castle or bring the knight out or whatever. And then he just blunders. So that's because he did not do puzzle rush. You should do puzzle rush so you don't blunder. Okay. You can thank Onyx88 for an under 10-minute video. The lessons are getting shorter and shorter because these opponents are giving us more and more attacking stuff. Submit your rapid games in my Discord and I'll review them for you. Potentially even a coaching session, as long as we could put it on YouTube. Goodbye.